Now let's talk about the mass and weight. Actually, take care about the updated syllabus. We have new definitions for mass and weight. As you see in front of you, mass is the measure of the quantity of matter in an object at rest relative to the observer, while weight, gravitational force on an object that has mass. You have to write the definition for mass and weight, these definitions. These definitions will be acceptable. You have to write these definitions from Cambridge syllabus. Take care about, we have updated Cambridge syllabus. Will take place from the next May, June 2026. So take care about it. So first, ya shabab, we have, or we want to define the meaning of mass. As we said, it has a unit which is kilogram. And as we said, mass, can you tell me, is it scalar or vector? Yes, scalar, because it has only magnitude without direction. It has only value, just number. Mass in kilogram. The definition for mass is the measure of the quantity of matter in an object at rest relative to the observer. What about the weight? Actually, weight, vector quantity, because it has magnitude and direction. It's direction downward. While weight, measured in Newton, is the gravitational force on an object that has mass. So this will be the definition for mass and weight. This will be the definition for mass and weight. Take care about the definition. As I said, mass is scalar quantity, while weight is a vector quantity. It has magnitude and direction, and its direction downward, as you know. Gravitational field strength is the force per unit mass. Take care about this definition. Is the force per unit mass from Cambridge syllabus, updated Cambridge syllabus. What about the weight? Actually, weight equal m times g. Weight equal mass times gravity. What about the gravity? 9.8 meter per second square. So this will be g, 9.8 meter per second square, or Newton per kilogram. And this will be the triangle. Here we have w, here we have m, and here we have g. So you can get any one of them according to the question. If you ask you to get the mass, m equal w divided by g, according to the question. How can I measure the mass? I can measure the mass by using balance. Here we have top pen balance to get the mass, or to measure the mass. Measuring the mass of the substance, subtraction methods. What about the subtraction methods? Actually, if I want to measure the mass of the substance, I can measure it directly by putting on the balance to get the reading and then record the reading. And we have another method. I can use empty container, as you see in front of you, empty container, and I'll put the empty container to measure its mass, right? And then what will happen? I'll put the object, or I'll put the substance on the measuring container, right? Then I subtract between them to get the mass of the substance. So one more time, the mass of the empty container is recorded and then subtract it from the combined mass and the container. Yani, for example, let me give you an example. If I want to measure the mass of the substance, first I'll get the mass of the substance, I'll put it on the container. So the total mass will be 70 kilogram. 70 kilogram or 70 gram, no problem. And then I'll measure the mass of the container only. It will be, for example, 20 kilogram. Then it will be 70 minus 20 equal 50. And this will be the mass of the substance. So here, for example, the mass of the container, I record it only. It will be, for example, 20 gram. Then subtract 70 minus 20. It will be 50. And this will be the mass for the substance. This method, I can name it as subtraction method. Okay. Measuring weight using force meter. This will be force meter, ya shabab, or Newton meter. Actually, I can use the force meter or Newton meter. As you see, we have two scales, gram and Newton. So we can use this force meter or Newton meter to calculate or to measure the weight for the substance, for the object. Also the mass for the object, because we have two scales. One of them in Newton and the other one in gram. Okay. But take care, if you start or you want to get the reading, you have to put the Newton meter in front of your eye, you remember, to avoid parallax. So the line from your eye to the scale will be perpendicular to the scale to avoid parallax, as we said before. To avoid parallax error, as you said. Okay. Take care about the examiner tips and tricks. يعني, for example, the accurate value for the gravity 9.81, but it's no problem to write it as 9.8 only. So here you can write the gravity G equal 9.8 Newton per kilogram instead of 9.81 Newton per kilogram, no problem. And here, as we said, weight equal m times g. So weight depends on mass of the substance. This means that the greater mass has the greater weight, because we have directly proportional between weight and mass. W equal m times g. Okay, thank you so much يا شباب for attending the session. See you later إن شاء الله.